We're back up.
Recording in progress.
So that clinical experience was there, but at the same time now, I was dealing with the United States Agency for International Development, the Bolivian Ministry of Health, the Peace Corps Administration, my partner, Ron St. John, other sort of administrative members of the Peace Corps and volunteers, was dealing with a foreign pharmaceutical company, and helping to bring, was one of a team bringing all these things together to apply to a population. And while in that population, we were doing our best to identify people who were sick, the major focus of the thing was to control the epidemic, which meant we had to treat sick people so that they didn't transmit the organism to others. But we also then had to treat people who've been infected but were not sick to keep them from getting sick. And we vaccinated people to keep them from becoming infected. And we had a whole system that we discussed before to do that. And I think we had a number of dinner conversations where I was telling Ardith, I'm enjoying that part more than I am sitting in the Peace Corps office dealing with volunteers and staff who come in either for regular physicals or because they have symptoms of some problem. I don't remember one time when it sort of slammed into me. This sort of evolved, I think, until I actually questioned whether I should even come back and do the residency. Maybe I needed to learn more about public health, because I also realized that my training in public health was minimal. There wasn't much of that in medical school at the time. So I realized that I had this golden opportunity. I was learning things on the fly, on the go, but I still didn't have a construct within which to put it. And as it evolved, I said, well, to just break away from clinical medicine, because right now it doesn't feel as positive to me, could be a big mistake. If I go back, because I have no idea what kind of jobs, what kind of careers there are in public health.
Do you think putting egotistic concerns aside, because I know you don't like to speak this way, but is it possible that at that moment in time, you knew as much about how to treat an epidemic of TB as anyone else alive at that point? I mean, do you feel that might have been true?
No, I don't think that was true. But I think both Ron and I, learned a heck of a lot very fast.
But the protocols that you were given by others were all wrong.
Well, no, they were heading in the right direction, and they didn't come from experts. So that was a work, I think of it as a work in progress, not really a whole lot of bad things that had to be corrected, rather something that was being developed and we had a chance to work with it.
You're going to make me cut this out anyway.
Yeah, well, we remember we contacted people we thought of as real experts, like Tom Daniel, like a couple of others at the time who were quite famous around the world. And they had great experience in tuberculosis and had a broader knowledge of the laboratory basis of it and the organism itself.
But you did a lot of the creating of the system.
We had none of that. We skimmed the surface on that stuff.
Your area wasn't to develop the vaccine. Your area was to apply it successfully to an indigenous population that was all over the place in the hills on mudslides. And so I don't know, but we're probably not going to keep that part in the book. But I'm just going to mention from my perspective, it is my belief that at that point in time, you probably knew more, along with Ron St. John. You knew more about this topic than most people in the world.
That's
what you were doing, and that really is an incredible amount of expertise to have under your belt, which really means you came into public health with a huge head start.
Yes, there's no question that having that experience removed a lot of doubt from my mind about what I liked to do. I enjoyed that very much. I had my second group of publications from that. And my first publication came out of my student project with a virologist.
Right. I remember that.
And,
Hold on, we're going to reset here.